Continuation of part 1 of the salient feature of the Constitution. I welcome you all for the second part of the features of Constitution. In this particular discussion, we are going to cover the remaining 8 salient features of the Constitution of India. Let us see what are those remaining 8 features. In that, the directive principle of state policy, fundamental duties, a secular state, universal adult franchisee, single citizenship, independent bodies, emergency provision, and three-tier government. Let us first discuss the directive principle of state policy. According to the B.R. Ambedkar, the directive principle of state policy is a novel feature of the Indian Constitution. They are enumerated in Part 4 of Constitution. They can be classified into 3 broad categories: socialist, Gandhian, and liberal intellectual. The directive principle can mean for promoting the ideal of social and economic democracy. They seek to establish a welfare state in India. However, unlike the fundamental rights, the directives are non-justiciable in nature. That is, they are not enforceable by the court of their violation. Yet the Constitution itself declares that these principles are fundamental in the governance of India, of the country, and it shall be the duty of state to apply this principle in making the law. Hence, they impose a moral obligation on the state authorities for their application. But the real force that is sanctioned behind them is political, that is, public opinion. Next feature is the fundamental duties. The original Constitution did not provide the fundamental duties of the citizen. These are added during the operation of integral emergency of 1975 to 77 by the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act 1976 on the recommendation of Swaran Singh Committee. The 86th Constitutional Amendment Act 2002 added one more fundamental duty. The Part 4A for the Constitution specifies the 11 fundamental duties, that is, to respect the Constitution, national flag and national anthem, to protect the sovereignty, unity and integrity of the country, to promote the spirit of common brotherhood among all the people, to preserve the rich heritage of our composite culture, and so on. These are the fundamental duties which we have to keep in mind throughout our life. The fundamental duties serves as a reminder to citizens that while enjoying their rights, they have also to be quite conscious of duties they owe to their country, their society, and to their fellow citizens. However, like the directive principles, the duties are also non-justiciable in nature. The 11th feature talks about the secular state. The Constitution of India stands for secular state, hence it does not hold any particular religion in the official religion of the Indian state. The following provision of the Constitution reveals the secular character of the Indian state. There are several character which defines the secular characteristic of the Indian state. The term secular was added to the preamble of the Indian Constitution by 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act 1976. The preamble secures to all citizens of India liberty of belief, faith and worship. The state shall not deny to any person equality before the law or equal protection of the law. The state shall not discriminate against any citizen on the ground of religion. the equality of opportunity for all the citizens in the matter of public employment. All persons are equally entitled for the freedom of right to freely profess, practice and propagate any religion. Every religious denomination or any of its sections shall have the right to manage the religious affair. No person shall be compelled to pay any tax for the promotion of the particular religion. No religious instruction shall be provided in any educational institution maintained by the state. Any section of the citizen shall have the right to conserve its distinct language, script or culture. All minorities shall have the right to establish and administer the educational institution of their choice. So these are the main feature of the secular state. The universal adult franchise. The Indian Constitution adopted universal adult franchise as a basis of election to the Lok Sabha and the state legislative assembly. Every citizen who is not less than 18 years of age has a right to vote without any discrimination of caste, race, religion, sex, literacy, wealth and so on. The voting age was reduced to 18 years from the 21 years in 1989 by the 61st Constitutional Amendment Act of 1988. So, previously the voting age was 21 years and according to the 61st Constitutional Amendment it is reduced and it is made 18 years. So, that is why you can vote if you have completed 18 years of your age. The introduction of universal adult franchise by the constitution maker was a bold experiment and highly remarkable in view of vast size of country, its huge population, high poverty, social inequality and overwhelming illiteracy. Universal adult franchise makes a democracy broad-based, enhance the self-respect and prestige of the common people, unfold the principle of equality, enable the minority to protect their interest and open up new hopes and vistas for the weaker section. So these are some features comes under the universal adult franchise. The 13th feature talks about the single citizenship. Though the Indian Constitution is federal and invites a dual polity, that is state and center and state, it provides for only one single citizenship, that is an Indian citizenship. In countries like USA, on the other hand, each person is not only a citizen of USA but also a citizen of particular state to which he belongs. Thus, he owes allegiance to both and enjoy dual set of rights, one conferred by the national government and another by the state government. In India, all citizens, irrespective of the state in which they are born or resides, enjoy the same political and civil rights of the citizens all over the country, and no discrimination is made between them excepting the few cases like tribal area, Jammu Kashmir and so on. And now the case is changed, and as there is a cancellation of Article 370, now Jammu Kashmir, the people or the resident in the Jammu Kashmir are having the Indian citizenship. Despite the constitutional provision for a single citizenship and uniform right for all the people, India has been witnessed a communal riots, class conflict, caste war, linguistic clashes and ethnic disputes. This means that the cherished goal of constitution maker to build an united and integrated India has not been fully realized. So this is one lacuna in our constitution, that it may leads to single citizenship and uniform rights for the people has been witness riots, conflicts and all. Independent bodies. In this particular feature of the Constitution, the Indian Constitution not only provide for the legislative, executive and judicial organs of government, that is central and state, but also establishes certain independent bodies. They are envisaged by the Constitution as the bulwark of the democratic system of the in India. These are: first one, Election Commission to ensure free and fair election to the Parliament, the state legislature and the Office of President of India and Office of Vice President of India. Comptroller and Auditor General of India to audit the accounts of the central and state government. He acts as a guardian of public purse and comment on the legality and propriety of government expenditure. Union Public Service Commission to conduct examination for recruitment to all India services and higher central services, and to advise the President on disciplinary matters. State Service Public Commission in every state to conduct an examination for recruitment to state services and to advise the governor on the disciplinary matter. So the state Public Service Commission is, for example, like MPSC, Maharashtra State Public Commission. So each and every state is having its own State Public Service Commission for recruiting the state service employees. The Constitution ensures the independence of these bodies through the various provisions like security of tenure, fixed service condition, expenses being charged on the Consolidated Fund of India, and so on. In the 15th feature, it talks about the emergency provisions. The Indian Constitution contained elaborate emergency provision to enable the President to meet any extraordinary situation effectively. The rationality behind the incorporation of these provisions is to safeguard a sovereignty, unity, integrity and security of the country, the democratic political system and the Constitution. The Constitution envisages three types of emergencies, namely national emergency on the ground of war or external aggression or armed rebellions. Second is state emergency, that is president rule, on the ground of failure of constitutional machinery in the state or failure to comply with the direction of the center. And the third is the financial emergency on the ground of threat to the financial stability or credit of India. So there are three emergencies: national, state and the financial emergency. During an emergency, the central government become all powerful and the state go into a total control of the center. It converts the federal structure into the unitary one without a formal amendment of the Constitution. This kind of transformation of political system from the federal is a unique feature of the Indian Constitution. And the last feature is the three-tier government. Originally, the Indian Constitution, like any other federal constitution, provided for dual polity and contained provision with regard to the organization of power of the center and state. Later, the 73rd and 74th Constitutional Amendment Act 1992 have added a third tier not found in any other constitution of world. The 73rd and the Amendment Act of 1992 gave a constitutional recognition to the panchayats, that is rural local government, by adding a new part 9th and a new schedule 11 to the constitution. Similarly, 74th Amendment Act 1992 gave a constitutional recognition to the municipality by adding a new part 9A to the constitution and a new schedule 12 to the constitution. So, why our system is called as a 3-tier? Because we have a state government, below that in the rural part there will be the panchayat, and in the urban part there will be the municipality. So at top level there is a central government, then the state government, and at the local level in the rural area there is a panchayat samitis, and in the urban part there are municipalities. So such type of 3 tiers, central, state and local, this forms the 3-tier government. This type of 3-tier government will not be found in any other constitution of any other country in the world. Thank you for watching.